Hello there, it's me, Sari, here again, and today I'm here to play with the new Versafine Clair inks. I have just gotten the package and I've wrapped off the plastic of them, and what I immediately saw was that there was a difference in size. I mean, these are much more narrow than the other ones, so of course there's going to be a smaller ink pad. It's still the same sort of felt top ink pad, and they are both oil based and they're pigment inks. And if you are going to do some watercoloring, let's say an image like this, you could absolutely stamp the contours of that image with that and then do some watercoloring. This one is sort of smudge clear or smudge safe after, let's say, 30 to 60 seconds, and after 5 minutes it's supposed to be completely, I mean, you have to, up to 5 minutes to do some powder embossing with this as well, but it's going to be permanent after a while, so it's a good thing. And I just opened this one and just thought that I'd compare this one to another, but I also wanted to show you what I like to do, not having the need to fiddle with this protective sheet, which is going to keep the ink sort of juicy and not dry up beforehand. So I'm just putting it there, so I don't have to be afraid of letting that one go somewhere else. So that's just a little tip from me. The difference between this, of course, is that you have the lid that is going to fold underneath, and you're going to do a stamping like so. With this one, you're going to have to use your both hands, put this one somewhere, have it there, and just put it back again. It's supposed to be airtight, so it's going to keep the moisture in there for a longer time. And why on earth do I want to have all these ink pads, one might ask? Well, I do like to try different things out, especially when it comes to inks and stamps and stamp types and stamp tools and everything. And that's basically why I actually started my own business now. It's called Sari's Stamping Studio, and now I'll be having classes where I'm going to teach different sorts of stamping techniques when it comes to masking, let's say collage stamping, and all sorts of fun goodness. And of course I'm going to try different ink pads out just to know which one I can recommend to you and which one you can have lots of fun with. So that's basically it. Well, the original Versafine ink, I think that the colors aren't perhaps that funky and bright, whilst the Clair line, of course, is going to be a much more fun looking color line. There are 24 colors altogether. I don't think there's a white ink pad. I think that's a shame, because a white ink is a really nice thing to have. I can put that other black one away actually, because I just need one here. So I thought that I'd do a little bit of comparing with some of these inks and some of these stamps that I have taken here, and I'm just chose 2 stamps at a random. This one is Laundry Line, and I like it because it's sort of solid and it's a little bit sketchy, and or perhaps not sketchy, but it's a little bit rugged. And then there's this Marianne design Don and Daisy stamp where he's going hiking, and I thought it could be nice to see how the image will differ when it comes to fine lines and things, because I do want to use the Versafine when I want some really crisp and sharp images, and with an ink that is going to last me a long time. I also am going to put 3 papers into the mix, just to see if I can actually contain myself long enough and actually be able to do this sort of a tryout video. I've got a 4cc or a color copy paper. This one is really nice if you're going to have a laser jet ink, laser printer. So this is a really smooth and lovely finish. And if you're going to do some stamping, or let's say if you want to color your images with some Copic markers or perhaps other alcoholic markers, this kind of a paper is a really nice way to go about it. And then I've got an acrylic, a watercoloring paper here, which has a little texture, so I'm hoping I'll be having some nice imprints there. And then I've got just a basic, clean, smooth cardstock piece here, just to see if there's going to be any difference with these stamps and these inks whatsoever. So let's see. I'm going to start off with some of these. I'm not going to use all of them, because then it's going to be a really tedious video. and I'm sure I'll get tired before I get there. So let's see, if I'm going to start off with the 4cc and the Versafine, a brand new ink pad, mind you. So I'm going to have a proper comparison. And never mind this, as long as you're not going to rock your block. Just put it there and lift it off. And I'm just going to do the cleaning on a magazine like this, or a newspaper. So I got that one there, and well, it's the first time I actually did do the stamping. So there's a lot of ink there. It's going to be better after a while. But let's see, let's compare this one to the Nocturne Black and see what kind of a difference this is. And I'm always trying to do the same thing, of course. I'm not going to press more or so. Well, you can see that there's even more ink on that one as a first stamping thing. I think that these need a little bit of driving in before they function perfectly. Let's see, I think I'll just go for the black one when it comes to this flower, and just look at that, the way it covers it. You know what, I need to go back. So this is the Clair Nocturne. Let's have a comparison to the Versafine Onyx Black, because I do like to use this one. It's sitting really nicely in my hand, I must say. So here we go. You know what, I'm not sure if I can see it. I think this one is a little bit more, this one looks a little bit more dry and cold. This one is, I actually do like this one, I must say. Onyx Black is still my favorite. I know that some of these stamping people out in the world have actually really gotten smitten by the Nocturne Black. I'm not sure if I'm not convinced that it's better than the Onyx Black, because I'm used to using that, of course. So let's see. You know what, I think I should have had some other stamps here as well, but let's see if I can make it work with these big ones. And you know what, I think I'll just go for an orange. Summertime, this one is called, the Versafine Clair. And why I'm choosing these clear stamps, I mean, these are, I believe, made out of silicone. There might be some black residue still there. I think I need to get some baby wipes. So I can clean it up properly. So what I'm thinking, where was my train of thought just a second ago? Let's see if I can get back. Take my time cleaning and collecting my thoughts. You see, now I contaminated it, but I think it's going to be all right anyway. I just swiped it off onto the magazine or the paper there. Let's see if I'm getting a better result. I am. I can see it through there. Well, I think I was talking about these clear stamps. I mean, these are sort of flexible, sort of like a rubber, but they are out of silicone, I suppose. So sometimes you might struggle when you're going to use a dye-based ink. And I'm not using that now, but they sort of water up. And I just wanted to see how well are these going to work. You know what? Just came to think of it. If one would like to have this color and not sort of try to find an ink pad that works like that, you could absolutely do your stamping with black first, and that not really clean it up, and then put on the orange, and then you'll have the two color effect there. Of course, it's really sad to have a really nice ink pad sort of smudged, but it's still going to stamp clear and nice like this, like that. But it's a good thing to think about, to just have a baby wipe or two. I'm just going to go for another color just to see where I'll end up with this beautiful Warm Breeze. Let's see. And I do like to use clear stamps because I can see where I am stamping, and I can also get an idea of what the inking is going to look like. So there we have the 4cc or the color copy paper. It works really nicely, I must say. I mean, as long as you're going to have a flat surface, there isn't going to be a problem, I think. So I think I'll just go from this direction then. going to put this one down here. And I think I'll just try with the orange yet once more. And I'm going to clean it up. So in this case I have a really flat, smooth paper. And I need to go there with the black as well. So I'm going to go with the Versafine Clair. Give it a squeeze. Works beautifully. And I'm going to skip the Versafine inks now. So they have those. And I could give it a go just to see if there's going to be a difference when I'm going to use the black ink, the Nocturne, on this. So perhaps with a lighter hand I can manage better. Well, it's still going to be a little blotchy, but just remember that it's going to be in the beginning of that ink pad, of course. So, and then I'm going to continue with this watercoloring paper, and I think I'll just go with the black since I have it there. Tap it gently. I mean, it's rather easy to work with that lid and that ink pad, I must say. So it's not going to give me too much of a hard time. I'm just going to wipe it clean, and then I'm going to move on to the flower here. I might as well go with the black. And of course, if I were really proper, I ought to dry the stamp as well with some paper, not going on top directly. And you see, I didn't color it properly. Or it could have to do with the fact that it's a watercoloring paper. So when you're going to have a solid image like this, or perhaps if you have a rugged surface underneath, and then I really like to go and do some CPR stampings that you sort of come to life now. So there we have that one, and of course I need to pay attention to how much ink I'm going to put on. And let's see, I'm going to go with the orange. And I'm sorry that I have the really dark surface there, but it looks like this, and I'm hoping for the best. CPR 3 times, you see. So that's why it's really handy to use a Mesty or a stamping tool of sorts when it comes to using solid stamps, and perhaps you have a little bit rugged surface, because then you can go back and re-ink the stamp and position it in the same place yet once more. Let's see if I'm going to do it properly now. 1, 2, 3, come to life, please. Well, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? So there you can see the difference in using watercoloring paper with a little texture, mind you. Imagine having more texture on that paper. Could be really difficult. But then, of course, when I have moments like this, I start to think, okay, it's another idea. It's supposed to be like that. Anything but to have not to do that again. So that's my way of thinking about life, really. Okay, I'm going to sign off right now. Bye-bye.